Tonight we're gonna let it happen. Tonight we're gonna let it happen. Just like the sunrise, we're gonna let it happen. Just like a spark that's breaking out. Can't make a stop, can't turn back now. We know that there's no room.
Hello guys and welcome to FPL Focus. It's a Sunday, it's international break. I am so bored, so bored. I had people messaging me wanting me to go live as well because they're bored as well. We're all suffering pretty bad here on a Sunday. So terribly boring. So here you go. Here's the new layout. This is for having the guests on. You can see the box next to me is actually empty. No guest on. But this is what I've come up with so far for when I have guests on. Got the subscription target below so you can see where I'm at in terms of that. I've got the latest subscriber at the bottom, as you can see, is names rolling by, and I've got the section called Daily Focus where it's going to just say all the latest sort of football, Premier League, FPL news. So at the moment I've got all the injuries running through there, and as you can see, there is so many of them. And hello to Jonesy in the chat. Thanks for joining us, buddy. Hope you're alright on this Sunday. Hope you're not too bored as well, mate. I know I am. Been going insane without football. I have missed it. Like, where do I look? You know, nothing to look at on my phone and see what's going on. No scores to update. So, but we'll get there. And also on here I've got a top points section up there which I've ran a poll on to see what I can fill this black section in with, and what I'm going for so far, well, in the vote 67% of you have actually voted for to have a top points system there, so just be updated every time we go live and show you the best players, the highest point scorers there. So you can see we got Harry Kane on 80, Heung-min Son 74, Mo Salah on 67, Grealish ticking along very nicely. Don't remind me after that Arsenal performance, 60 points, Vardy on 59, Bamford on 58, and then you start going even further down that, there's more midfielders, and I think Zuma's like the top defender. Jonesy's saying, I am currently having to self-isolate. So mega bored. Oh no, sorry to hear that. I hope you haven't contracted anything. Is it because you've been in contact with someone? But yeah, hopefully you get out of that quick, mate. That is not good at all. Hello to Nuclear Atoms in the chat as well. Welcome, buddy. Yeah, thought I'd go live definitely on a Sunday. It's such a boring time, isn't it, without international football and whatnot. Let me know, guys, in the chat what you think of the new layout ready for when I do live streams with guests on. Any ideas of guests, people you'd like to see on the show, let me know. I'm going to invite a few other people on. I don't know, I'm going to go through a list of different FPL managers. It's nice to mix it up and have different people on and to discuss and to also like appreciate tactically in their minds where they're coming from with their team and decisions on players and how they manage, you know, looking at fixtures and whatnot. So there's always many avenues to go down, isn't there, guys? But if we could have a look at the bottom now, just as the ticker's rolling round, you can see the latest injuries at the bottom. And are Liverpool having a nightmare or what? I've heard Andrew Robertson picking up a hamstring injury. So that's Liverpool's back line, like, just disappeared, gone. What are they going to do? What is Klopp going to do? You know, is that going to be a big game changer? That is really bad for Liverpool, I must say. So, guys, I just want to have a quick look at my team here and show you how I'm getting on here. Now, did in fact have Gareth Bale flagged at one point, but at the moment I'm getting away with it. He's back to normal. So I'll actually have to check that out myself first to see how he's going, because that's new news to me going live here. Martinez in goal there. Still, I've look, injuries flags wise, I'm pretty much fine. I've survived. I am so fortunate, and I knew all these COVID things and injuries are going to happen, but I weren't sure who, and I was dreading it being my place. Possibility for me there might be Heung-min Son. I think there was another player in the South Korea squad, a Kim Dong-un or something like that, who has picked up coronavirus. I think Son has had to self-isolate. I think that's true, guys. In the chat, Nuclear saying, I would like Capkin Gaming on the channel. He's quite throughout the international. But yeah, he has been very quiet, hasn't he? I wonder what he's up to and what his plans are. Maybe a lot of managers. I mean, come on, guys, let's be honest. It's been a really bad year, hasn't it, 2020? A lot of sad things. I know I've got a lot of sad news in my life. People I know that have, taken their own lives, unfortunately. That is how bad things get. So, games like FPL are very important, I think, to keep your mentality going. I mean, just noticing this weekend without no football played, it makes a big difference to my life. It really does fill that void. It gives me that something better to do, and it is a passion of mine. I enjoy it. So without it, there really is that empty void there. But looking at my team here, I'm very lucky and fortunate. Grealish there in the midfield, by the way. I'd love to take him to Arsenal if Arteta could ever make that happen. I'd have him straight in there next to Partey. I think he's a great player. So far, I have got Timo Werner as captain, guys. What are your thoughts on that? Considering there's not many captaincy options. Not that I own them, but you've got the likes of Salah and everyone out. I got Werner because I think against Newcastle, I think Ziyech can create a lot for Werner. But we've got some great captaincy options out there. I did mention Calvert-Lewin as one. Fulham have turned a slight corner, obviously. But I feel like Everton, with Richarlison back, Calvert-Lewin has to be an obvious candidate yet again, doesn't he, really, for the attack? What do you guys think? Sorry to hear that, Focus, says Jonesy. I know, mate. It's life. It's very sad. Unfortunately, some people choose not to talk, and sometimes I feel like even if you feel like it's silly, that you should talk. Because I think a lot of the time you go into your own mind and we think, I can't go and tell someone about this. It just seems silly to them. But it's not. It's never silly. Never, ever. It's tough out there. But yeah, we move on. Nuclear Atoms saying, why'd you have Bale? He's an impact. He only played because Lamella was injured. Well, I tell you what, Bale is starting to knock on the door, I think. He's a big player. They paid the money for him. They got him from Madrid. And I think it's a matter of time before he breaks into that team and says, move over Lamella or move over Lucas Moura or whoever. Do we know, guys? Can you find out for me, possibly? I mean, I'd have to have a look into it, but I'd like to keep the chat open so I can keep an eye on you guys. But has Bale played for Wales? Is he with the squad? What's going on? Because FPL have changed him from a yellow flag now. So I'm guessing, or I'm thinking, that he may be available at the moment. So I suppose let's get on the screen, guys, and let's have a look for you at these fixtures here. So if we have a look at these fixtures, which captaincy options stand out for you? I mean, Harry Kane and Son could be candidates again now. Raheem Sterling is a doubt so far. That weakens Man City, just as they thought they were coming back to be right. But you could see Kane or Son still nicking a goal. But does it make them a clear captaincy option? Not necessarily for me, but I would say in the back of my mind there's definitely a chance that they can nick a goal and score a goal. I mean, look at Spurs last game. Had nothing all game. They played absolutely awful. But who popped up at the end with a flicked header over the keeper? It was Harry Kane. He manages to find a way, and that's what makes top quality players. So having a look here, you've got to look at Aston Villa, not just because of what they've done against Arsenal. They've been performing well all season. They're playing really well overall, and I think maybe they've found their feet again. They've got their bite back. Grealish, Barkley, Ollie Watkins starting to make a name for himself as a striker. You could easily captain Barkley, Grealish or Watkins for Villa. Any one of them three. It would be a great differential. They'd all be about the same. Grealish would be more highly owned. But you could captain one of them and you'd pretty much say against Brighton, I'm sure Villa could get goals there. And if they're going to come, they're going to come from one of them three. And then we look at Chelsea, Newcastle. Well, Mr. Ziyech, Captain Morocco as I call him. He's definitely got to be a captaincy option. He fits right in. He's come back from injury. He's just that top class player. You could throw your hat on him, most definitely. Timo Werner, maybe creep in. I think Tammy Abraham's more of the main man up there. So Tammy probably getting more service from everyone than what Werner would. But like Ziyech can shoot from anywhere. He's on the free kicks, set pieces, likes a long ranger. I'm Real Madrid fan, says Nuclear Atoms. A Galactico. I know he's not an FPL player. He helps others to perform better. So you're saying, Nuclear, that you think he's more of an assist to the assister. Jones saying, if in doubt, let it out. Yes, absolutely. Agree with you. That's very important, especially in these tough times. It's always best to talk about things. And I think the FPL community is a fine way of communicating for people to get stuff off their chest and make friends. It's a nice community. DCL could be an option. Yeah, absolutely, Jones. He has discussed a little bit ago, as you heard. Yeah, I agree with you. He could definitely be an option. Man United versus West Brom. West Brom obviously not the best. Is there a captaincy option there? Well, if there is, it's Mr. Bruno Fernandes come back on the radar, isn't it? He's on penalties, always has been. We know Rashford could possibly step up for them, but I think Fernandes will stay on the penalties. My last coffee of the day, guys. I always go 4 o'clock for my last coffee, so that's my last one. It's going to help me through this stream. And then we go down to, and guys, I'm doing this for you, by the way. You know, it's a Sunday, there's not much on, so I thought I'd just pop some content out there and get talking, get the juices flowing. Everton versus Fulham, as discussed. DCL, an option. James Rodriguez, could he be an option again? I think everyone's a bit wary where he's gone off the boil since coming back from that injury. He's not quite hitting the form he was early on, but I think we could see him return to that strong form, and who better to do it against than Fulham? So, but for me, DCL definitely the armband favourite there. I think Mitrovic will be crying because Scotland knocked Slovakia out. So he'll be on a downer. Everton go there, get the win. What do you think, guys? Sheffield United, West Ham. Wow, is Antonio back for then? I'm not too sure. I'll have to check on Antonio news. Sheffield United. So any options there? Absolutely not for me. Not looked great this season, Sheffield United. Another captaincy option. Jamie Vardy has to be talked about now. Leicester managed to soak up pressure very well and hit teams on the break. Liverpool very depleted now. The injury lists go on and on for Liverpool. Perfect for Leicester. Not only to soak up, but probably go forward a bit more. Be a bit more braver. And Vardy's perfect for that on the counter. His pace. He's on the penalties. Definitely a captaincy option for me this game week. And then Palace, Wolves and Southampton. Interesting. Any captaincy options there? Well, maybe you could look at Southampton. Possibly Che Adams still continue, but Wolves defend pretty well. Southampton defending very well also, as I found out through McCarthy and God knows who else. KWP in the defence keep getting them 6 points. How do they do it? Why did I get off of them in game week 2 and they just carry on getting sixes? So 2 good defensive teams there. Who's going to run out winners? I think it could well be a draw there, and I wouldn't be wanting to put my armband on a fixture that's so tight, because there's no clear runners, no clear favourites, no clear players that are going to get the points stand out. Yeah, we know who could possibly score, but when we look at it, captaincy options for me this week, guys, I have to go Jamie Vardy. I have to go Dominic Calvert-Lewin. I have to go Bruno Fernandes. I have to go for Harry Kane, still an option. And I have to go for Jack Grealish. And I have to go Hakim Ziyech or Timo Werner. So one of them 7 players, whichever one you feel best, obviously, who's in your team. Now, if I look at my team, for me, that's why I've got the armband on Werner, vice on Calvert-Lewin. So it's just a decision down on the day. But I'm lucky. I've got away with it. I can roll a transfer this week. I'm not making any transfers. I'm going to stick with this because I know a lot of players are out. It gives me a little advantage for players that are taking -4, -8s. Because a lot of people would have got rid of Salah this game week. But that's all good with me. I'm happy with it so far. Touch wood, I get through to next weekend with no injuries in this team. So far, I'm going to roll my transfer, so I get 2 for game week 10. Then in game week 10, I feel like it's time to get Ziyech in, players like that. I can have a look anyway. I feel like all these injuries and COVID has made me say, right, roll your transfer. You don't have to keep up. So everyone else will be rolling. That will just keep me about right. So I can just go with this next game week and play through nicely. Let's go to the chat. Newcastle, since Bale started that West Brom, it kind of interrupted Son's movements. Yeah, I mean, it probably is going to take them time to gel together as well, buddy. Like, work out who's, I'm in this position, I'm there, you're there, let's work it out. Under Cengiz Ünder could be a bargain if starting. Absolutely agree. I think he scored a goal in Europe midweek, didn't he? Is that right? Cengiz Ünder, and he does look very sharp. Keeps coming on as a sub, but an impact sub, and finding Vardy for goals. Cengiz Ünder really looks a nice player. Thoughts on Berg from Sheffield? He's on penalties 5.0. My thoughts on Berg, Nuclear, is he's starting to look a bit more of a better player. He seems to carry the ball well and make them forward runs, which is something I like in football players and you don't see a lot of, sadly, these days. And if he's on penalties, even better. Yeah, Berg is a good player for Sheffield United, absolutely, mate. Crystal Palace players are short-term option because their fixtures turn after 3 weeks. That's fair play, mate. If that's the truth, that's fair. If their fixtures turn, then they are only short-term. So if you did want to get them in short-term, just have a Zaha or an Eze and then get off of them. But it's good. It's good. I like, planning out and having a look at fixtures and tactics is always good. Are people keeping both Son and Kane, even though difficult fixtures? Think they always off Son? Yeah, it's been very heavily debated, that one. Is it time to get off them because their fixtures are turning? But there's an argument against that. That argument would be that they're quality players. And they can still, if anyone in them games, are going to find chances and opportunities. And if they take them and everyone's gotten off of them, what have they gotten off of them for? But you can understand why people are. They look at the fixtures, they go, oh, we need to find some easier returns there. And they go running off. But I'm more not running off at the moment. But that's because Liverpool have got injuries. City have got injuries. There's injuries elsewhere. So for me, it's made it more for me to keep those players. But yeah, I think in general, they can always pick up something. Definitely. And Liverpool especially, if they're playing Liverpool at one point, defensively woeful at the moment. They're going to have to learn to defend again, Liverpool, with the players that are going to come in. And that might stopper their attack. It might stop them going forward, guys. Nuclear Atoms, I'm actually watching your stream and Nim's Stitch? Cool, I could get a stitch, couldn't I, if I didn't eat that much food. Right, Twitch stream at the same time with 2 phones. My God, Nuclear, you are multitasking. Check you out. Oh, I'll have to go and pop over to Nim's channel. I didn't know she was doing a Twitch stream. I'd like to see. What are they playing, by the way? Are they playing... is it Afterlife? No, About Us? About Us. I can't think what the game's called. Maybe it's COD. They might. I know Nim likes a bit of COD. Yes, underscored. Yes, he did. Thanks, Jonesy, for confirming that, dude. I did think I saw something somewhere. Thank you for confirming that. Nuclear says, I think people are still keeping Kane because he's on penalties and he grinds out goals. Yeah. Absolutely, yeah, he's a big option because if he's on the penalties still, then why not keep him? Absolutely. Yeah, I think for me though, I can just roll with this game week. I'm so relieved. I'm sort of my season aim, guys, you know, is only 900k. It's not a big wow, it's a big deal, yeah. But overall rank 1-4, I'm heading there. This game week, if I can pick the right captain, if I could get the right guy to haul, which I need Werner to do that, or Calvert-Lewin, whichever one I go for. And I do feel Werner. I don't know. Do you know what? Out of these two, it's really difficult. Lewin's always a threat, though, isn't he? He really is. He's doing very well. And Richarlison's going to be back. Who would you guys go for? Werner or Calvert-Lewin as a captaincy in my team? Who would you choose? Let me know. Son gets 2 more game weeks, but think we'll be keeping Kane. That's fair enough. It's always good to give players a chance, not to just jump off immediately. Yeah, definitely. Be patient. Play it cool. See how it goes. She's playing COD, says Nuclear. Oh, that's awesome. Oh, makes me... I might hop on my Xbox. I think people still keep Kane because I'm that. I read that already. Whoops. Nuclear. I'm going to go for Ziyech over Bruno. I tell you what, if I had Ziyech, I'd 100% captain him this game week. So great choice there, Nuclear. Absolutely. And guys, you two are really quite consistent in coming in the chat. So thank you both, guys. Over time, I will be looking to get more mods, so that might be something, a possibility for you guys. So, and rightly so, because you're here, you're the ones. And then I just build this community, and without you guys, it wouldn't be a community. So thank you for that as well. Right, I just go back to this screen, yeah, where I am here for my guest stream. This is my guest stream one, so hope you like it, guys. I just let these injuries roll through for you at the bottom. You got Ender Stevens out there with a knee injury. I mean, the amount of injuries there are, I should make that scrolling text faster. It's really not fast enough. Sumas Coleman is still out. What else we got going on? We've got... I feel like Man United won't do much against the non-pressing team. United are 2 on and off the ball. You never know what you're going to get. And that's what's making them difficult at the moment. But if you did choose anyone, you choose Bruno out of the United side. That's fair enough. No worries, focuses Jonesy. And guys, that about wraps up my stream. I hope it's filled some of the void for you on a Sunday. And I'll keep pumping my content out and getting it out after I finish work, like I do my reviews and that. And I'll look to get another guest on the show. So I hope you enjoyed this, guys, and thank you for popping along. And basically, if you're new here and you're just seeing this, don't forget to like and subscribe to the channel for